project has launched 2 photo exhibitions in Prague this month, under the theme, The Internally Displaced of Georgia. True to its mission, the L.A.F project's exhibitions illustrate life in post-totalitarian countries to broaden exposure and empower photographers from these countries. This year, 14 Georgian photographers have been selected as communicators of their first-hand experience of Georgia's internally displaced. In partnership with Forum 2000 and the Georgian Embassy, the exhibitions were launched with a successful reception held at Napa Bar and Art Gallery, one of the exhibition's host galleries, on the 10th of October. AAU's Art Space hosts part of the exhibition and will continue to do so until February. The Napa exhibition is viewable until the 22nd of October.
Although it's a political topic, what I have thought of the whole time that I've been organizing the project is about the resilience of the human spirit, and I want to focus on the humanity and the dignity of the people in these photographs.
2 days after the launch, AAU hosted the L.A.F project's panel discussion on the topic of Georgian war coverage in international media, after which East of the West sat with L.A.F Co-Director Natalia Vasquez.
Hello, my name is Natalia Vasquez, and I am the co-director and curator of the L.A.F project.
Can you please explain the current exhibition and the panel that just took place here?
Okay, the exhibition is in 2 locations in Prague, in Malastrana. One is at Anglo-American University at the Art Space, and it has 14 photographs, 1 photograph per photographer in the project. And the other exhibition is at Napa Bar and Gallery. And there you'll see a more comprehensive view of the project, 3 photographs per photographer. And the focus is the internally displaced of Georgia, so it shows different aspects of the conditions where they live, the children and families and community, and I think it's quite an artistic representation of the situation with the internally displaced.
Why did you decide to exhibit in Prague?
The project, as I said, was started in the Czech Republic, and one of our main partners is Forum 2000, the human rights conference that was started by Havel 15 years ago, Havel and Elie Wiesel. And they're our main partner, so what we would like to do with the project is to continue having an exhibition either yearly or every other year, at the same time as the conference, and focusing on other human rights issues happening in the countries of focus.
Could you please tell us about the name L.A.F, which means laughing and forgetting?
Laughing and Forgetting is the book of Laughter and Forgetting is a book by Milan Kundera, and it is about totalitarianism and about basically laughing and forgetting about all of the problems that happened during totalitarianism in the Czech Republic. So because the project started in the Czech Republic and the founder is Czech, she chose this name, and we like it, so we think it's a relevant name, so we keep it going.
Do you have any personal motivations to work for this project?
The reasons why I work for the project? Okay, well, I co-direct the project. I'm a photographer myself, so it's very interesting for me to run projects like this where I can meet photographers, if not personally, just see their work, get access to what's happening in different parts of the world. Also, my personal photography is quite psychological and with a kind of humanitarian focus. And very emotional. So for me, it's very interesting to lead projects like this, because for me, human suffering is something that needs to be talked about and it needs to be expressed. So a lot of the times, suffering gets put on the sideline just because it's not an easy thing to talk about publicly, and it makes people uncomfortable. So for me, it's important to bring these kinds of subjects and topics out, either in my own personal artwork or through projects that I organize, so that the people who are suffering and weakened by whatever their situation is can actually have a chance to be heard.
How can other people help with the project with L.A.F?
Okay, well, at the moment, the L.A.F project is, it's a non-profit project, and it will continue being a non-profit project, but it is run entirely by volunteers, so all of the positions are unpaid, including mine and the co-director's positions. So we have a list of volunteers on our website, and they have helped us with things such as building the website. We have programmers who are helping us with the next stage, which is the photo blog. We have people who help us by posting things on Facebook and on Twitter. Volunteers here in Prague have been very helpful in helping me find food donations for the exhibit or organize things connected with the exhibition, with the installation. So we really, really rely on the volunteers and their time and their professional experience, because many of the volunteers are professionals. So the best way that I can say that help is helping us with funding. Any donation that can be given by an organization or even an individual that's interested in the project is greatly appreciated. We want to continue. In December, we're going to Tbilisi, to Georgia, and we want to teach workshops in Zugdidi, which is a city on the border in Abkhazia, or near Abkhazia, and we want to work with internally displaced there and the children and teach them about photography and to express themselves somehow. So any funding is very helpful, and then any volunteer who's interested in joining us, also very welcome.
So how do you see the future of the project? Do you see any other projects like that happening? You actually mentioned it before, but do you have anything specific in mind?
For the future of the L.A.F project, we would eventually like to have different countries of focus, different post-totalitarian countries. So without losing the connection with the countries that, like the Czech Republic because of the Forum 2000, and without losing the connection with Georgia, somehow integrating it, what we would like to do with the project is first of all, build the community through the photo blog. The photo blog is a very important aspect because each country of focus will have their own section, and then each photographer from the country of focus will have their own profile page, and they'll be able to add photos to a gallery and then blog with other photographers. So I think that forming the community is a very important stage of the project, and Jana Levy, my co-director in New York, she has been working on this photo blog with a programmer in New York and some designers in the States as well. So that's a very important part of the project. In the future, we'd like to move to other countries, focus on issues that are relevant to those countries, and then also exhibit, include them in the photo blog as well, and then kind of form this community where photographers from these different countries feel like they can go to one place online and interact with photographers from different parts of the region. And continuing to exhibit, of course, so exhibiting in the country of focus and in other places. When we go to Georgia in December, we'd like to exhibit the Georgian photographers, but also bring a sample of the exhibition from the Czech project so that the Georgian photographers in Georgia can see the Czech, what's happening in the Czech Republic, or what was happening in 2009.
So I assume you welcome not just volunteers, but photographers as well?
Yes, we put out calls for submission for the photographers. At the moment, the call for submission has closed, and we have selected the 14 photographers that are part of the Georgian project. But when we move on in the future, we will, again, put out a call for submission, depending on the theme.
However, they were only professional photographers.
No, not all of them. They're studied, so many of them do have degrees in photography, but some of them are still students. So the Georgian photographers are actually, the average age is about 28, 30. So they're quite young, and it's interesting to see what they're doing.
So how did you think the opening of the exhibition went like?
I was quite happy with the result of the opening. There were many people there, and they seemed to be interested in what was happening, and there was a very nice atmosphere, I thought. So just for that, just for the amount of support that we received at the opening, I didn't have many conversations with people about the actual photographs, so I hope that they enjoyed the photographs. I did have conversations with some photographers that were quite interesting, but I think overall everyone seemed like they enjoyed the event, so hopefully they'll go back and look at the photos with more detail.
How long are the photos going to be there?
The photos at Napa Gallery will be up until October 22nd, and the photos at the art space at Anglo-American University will be up until February 7th. So maybe we'll switch up the photos at the art space, but the exhibit, the L.A.F project, will be exhibited in that space until February 7th.
Well, I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much.
I would like to say one more thing. This would not have been possible without the help of all of our volunteers, without the help of our sponsor, Anglo-American University. There is another portion of the exhibit just down the street.